The aim of this project is to educate anyone about how databases work, how they are structured, and essentially just to show you how the information is being handled behind the scenes. My partner and I, Evelyn, will be working with Python, which is a language that enables us to interact with datasets. We will be also using Pandas, which is a library that manipulates the data, and Matplotlib, which is a plotting library that helps us visualize the data. We will be using the dataset accessed on NYC Open Data. It is available for anyone, and the data is about people with hepatitis B. So, in the first part of the project, my partner will be discussing how to upload a file, how to read a file, how to drop the file, how to describe a file, and how to create files from scratch. On the second part, we will be discussing how to count a file, how to count specific information, how to visualize that information through a graph, and how to find the average, the sum, and how to group specific information. With that being said, let's begin.
In order to begin manipulating the file, you have to download Anaconda Navigator onto your computer. Once that is installed, you can launch Jupyter Notebook, which will be in the home page of Anaconda Navigator. You will have to launch Jupyter Notebook and it will take you right into a new page, right into the home page of Jupyter. And here will be all the files or all the notebooks that you have used on Jupyter. These are the files that are exactly on your computer, organized by folders. And now we will be showing you how to create a new file. So we'll be going to the tab, New, and pressing Python. So I'll be showing you how to create a very simple file on Python using pandas. Right, import pandas as pd run. And now we will be creating our file. So let's say we want to name it data equals curly brackets. The first column we'll name it year. So we write year, colon, open brackets. This will separate the columns and the rows. Let's say all the information is from 2017. And now we're done. That's all the information we're going to put for that column. Now let's move on to the next one. Open quotations, the name that you want to use, disease, close quotation, colon, open brackets, and now the input for that column. Well, let's say all the patients have chronic hepatitis B. So you'll write that for each single one. And now we're done with that column. And we have our next column, gender, colon, open brackets. Let's say the first is female, second patient is male, the third patient is also another male, female. So these are all the inputs for this column, and to close it, the last column will be borough slash county, close the quotation, colon, open brackets. The first would be Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx. And then curly brackets. Then we would do df equals pd dot data frame open parentheses data comma columns equals open brackets the column names year, disease, gender, borough/county, and now we would run the program. Let's say we want to print that out. We want to see the data that we have made in this format with columns and rows. Write print, open parentheses, df, since that is what we named it. And there we go. We have the year, the disease, gender, borough, and county, and all the rows for those following columns. I will be showing you how to manipulate a file that's already on your computer. Jupyter is organized based on the folders and organization on your computer exactly the same way. So the file that I'm working on is on my desktop, so it's right there. But if you're unsure of where your folder is, or you want to upload a new folder, you can just upload, look at it, and open. And we will be going to Python. To begin, we have to import pandas as our library and also matplotlib. So we have to write import pandas as pd, import matplotlib.py plot as plt, and %matplotlib inline. Basically, this just says that no graph will move outside the notebook. Everything will be inline. So you run it. Everything was great. Everything was spelled correctly. Now I'll be showing you how to read a file. Now we want to read this file. So let's name this command hepatitis _b equals pd dot read _ csv, since that's the file type. The name of the file hepatitis _b dot csv. Run it. Now we'll write hepatitis _b. When we write that, now it will show us, indicate read. So it will show us the file. Since we named reading the file hepatitis B, every time we write hepatitis B, it will show us the file. So this is the file that we'll be working on. Now another command that I'll be showing you is head. Hepatitis _b dot head, open parentheses. Hepatitis head will indicate us the head of the program, the top of the program. When we run it, it will show us the top of the file. So let's say you want to see the top 4 rows, top 4. It will show us the top 4 rows of each column. Let's say you only want to see the first row. We run it, we will only see the top, the first row of each column. Let's say you want to see the top 7. It will show us the top 7 rows of each column. So that's what head is. Now describe. Hepatitis dot describe, open parentheses. Now this is describing the file. It will describe us the count, the mean, the min, the max, and the percentages of certain files. So it's just describing kind of what you have on your file, the numerical information. Now hepatitis B dot drop So what hepatitis drop means is you want to drop a certain column or row on your file. So I'll be showing you how to drop a column. So you want to drop the column here. So open parentheses, brackets, the name with single quotes exactly as written, close the brackets after axis equals 1, saying that we want to delete that column. Close the parentheses and open parentheses, run. So now you see we've dropped the year. Before we had year, now year is no longer there. So that's how you drop a column on a file.
So now that we know all that, we're going to be now finding specific information. Let's say you want to find the number of inputs there are in each column. For this, you would use the function called .count, which would count the number of inputs there are in each column. So we start this off by putting a variable. So I guess I'm going to use total. I'm going to put the file name, hepatitis B. I will put .count, and I will print it because that will display the total number of inputs there are in each column, such as year, 98, disease, 98, gender, 98, and so on. What if I want to be more specific? What if I want to know for gender? Similarly, I would do total, and you could put the same same variable, but for this case, I'm going to use a different one, so I don't get confused. I will use brackets, single quote, gender, the column that you want specific, you could choose either one, and count, and I will print it. Total, gender, and this would give you 98, which is the input. As you can see, there's 98. So now what if I want to know specific values in each column? Let's say I want to know for gender. In this case, I would do the function called .value underscore counts. Now, in order for this to work, you're going to use the file name, hepatitis B, brackets, single quote, gender, and you'll type in value underscore counts. And this give you the result of how many males there are in the column gender. Male 42, female 41, and unknown 15. But what if I want to make it look fancy? What if I want to see it in a bar? I would use the library pandas, and in this case, I will make it into a bar. I would use value counts, parentheses, PD value counts, parentheses, hepatitis B, age, category, I forgot, age category, dot plot, dot bar. And this will give you a nice looking bar. As you can see, 30, 39, 20, 29, 40, 49 for the column age category. Now, what if I want to know the mean of, let's say I want to know the mean for case counts. In this case, I would use the function called .mean, and in order for that to work, I would do hepatitis B, and I would put brackets, case count, .mean, and I will run it, and I'll get the mean, which is 73.5. Now, what if I want to group a specific, two specific columns, such as, let's see, age category and gender? I want to know how many female, how many male there are, and I want to know the mean. of this. This I would do the function group by, and this would work by putting the file name dot group by brackets age category comma gender mean, and your result is this: the gender, the age, and the mean of each case count. Now, what if I want to know the total number of case counts? What if I want to know that? In order for that to work, you would use the function sum, and you would come up with it by putting a variable, total, you put total sum, and hepatitis B, brackets, case count, dot sum, and I'll print the total sum. And that will give you the total number of case counts there are in your data set, which is 7,204. Now, what if I want to know the minimum of, let's say, I want to know the minimum of the age category, and I also want to know the max. So for that, you would use function min, and it will work by putting variable name, min age, file name, hepatitis B, brackets, age category, dot min, and you will display it, print min age. This should print the minimum age in the age category. Now, similarly for max, it would just be max age, hepatitis B, brackets, age category, dot min, print max age, and it should print you the max. Oh, sorry, put min, meant max. Should print you the max. Now, what if I want to know and see how many, let's say, how many male there are? And I only want specific information for the male category. I just want to see every information there are of males. So what I would do is use the isIn function, and I would do this by creating a variable, new, I could name it whatever you want, you can name it whatever you want, and I will use gender, because that's the column that's under our male, and it's in, and the keyword would be male. Now, I would use the file name, hepatitis B, and I would print it out. It should print it out for you. Is in male, gender, dot is in male. I forgot the brackets. Sorry about that. I forgot the brackets. So now that you have that, prints out all the information for male. Pretty cool, right? For female in the borough, Brooklyn. How many female are in the borough, Brooklyn? I want only those female, and with the, the borough county, Brooklyn. I would do, let's say, filter 1, hepatitis B, brackets, gender is in, brackets, female, and then I will put filter 2, because that's the other thing you want, hepatitis, like once more, B, in in the column borough / county is in Brooklyn. Now if I want to print that, I'll just put hepatitis B, brackets, filter 1, and, which we'll put those two together, filter 2. And I get invalid syntax. What did I do wrong? Borough / county. Oh, I forgot the is in. So, that gives it to you guys. Gives you gender female in the borough column Brooklyn. That is it.